Welcome back to the Resto vlog of the 66 Mustang. Yay! Anyway, tonight we're doing something fun, putting on some custom parts. Got to do a little bit of cleaning up, but I'm going to be putting on some Monte Carlo bars and an export brace, which are those two pieces there. And where'd they go? Got some, I don't know where they went. I got some shock tower mounts, there they are. So we're going to replace all that stuff and stiffen up the car a little bit. Helps it handle better. So first off, I got to get these old shock towers off. Remember in the last vlog I showed you guys how to remove the old ones and clean them up and throw paint on them and stuff. So I'm going to do the same thing over here. I'm going to clean that up, throw a little paint under it, and put that stuff on. So let's get started by taking that off and taking that off. Okay, so I've removed all the bolts. A little word of warning if you guys are doing this yourselves. These are a 1/2 inch nut, and they're a fine thread, and they're kind of hard to find, so if you're going to replace them at Home Depot or something like that, best of luck to you. Okay, so we got the old shock tower off. This is an original. That's going to go into the miscellaneous parts box. I just covered the mic, sorry. Anyway, we'll get this other one off, and we're missing a bolt here. No clue where it went. Never took it off. It wasn't there in the first place. But they're kind of another specialty nut. There's a little like flange underneath. I don't know. I'm gonna look through my box and see if I can find one, but they are not very fun to put in. Okay, so we got that one off. Another one going into the parts box. So the next thing is I got to clean this area up and get ready to mount the other piece. So let's find those bolts. They're in my box of bolts, and I think I've told you guys about this story. There are, I don't know how many Mustangs in here, but there are quite a few. Alright. I think when I put this together, I had left them nutted together. So let me look for those. You know, there's, I don't know, looks like it might be a bumper bolt actually. I'm not sure. That might be one of them. I need, what do I need? I need 4 or I need 2? I need 4. And my phone is ringing. Alright, I know you're probably saying, Terry, why didn't you just keep those separate when you took it apart and didn't throw it in the box? Well, it took me about 15 minutes to find all the ones I needed. Now it's time to clean them up and get them painted. Okay, got my little paint booth set up here. Got all my nuts and bolts all wire wheeled and ready to go. I'm going to paint them with heat enamel, engine enamel. I don't really have to, but I've got this Ford blue that I use for all the bolts in the car. So we'll get this painted and then we'll put like 3 or 4 coats on. Call it good. So I got to prep for the other bar now. So I've got these bolts here that I have to take out for it to fit on. So I did the same thing on this side. 1/2 inch. Alright, so we got all the bolts out. We fitted this thing. It's kind of a tough fit. If it doesn't go in hard, you're not doing it right, because it helps tension up the body. What you have to do with these is you've got a bolt hole for the back for the original one that I took out. So I took out these 3, this one, that one, and that one on both sides. And you want to put all the bolts in, then you want to get a punch. Find the center of your hole there and punch a hole and drill. I believe this is 3/8. I don't know, we'll double check it. But we'll go ahead and do that now. Okay, so we got our holes drilled. There you go. I believe that was a 3/8. Let me double check that. That was, oh sorry, 5/16 is what that was. Alright, so I got 3rd coat on these. Probably put one more on there. So now what we want to do is get this stuff cleaned up and get that cleaned up. And we're going to take these bolts back out. We're going to clean them up a little bit. Okay, those are just about done. Went ahead and pulled the bar off after drilling the holes. Put on a little bit of rust inhibitor just in the areas where I'm going to put this stuff. Put it on both sides, so it'll be good and sealed. Basically just these areas, because I'll eventually clean up all this stuff and repaint, sand, and get all the the inside of the motor compartment nice and clean, because a lot of nice stuff's going on in the car at this point. So there'll be some detailing, and that'll take some time, but get this part done is important. I also prepped back here and did that, so I'll be able to mask that stuff off later. I just want to get some stiffness in the car. It drives like a freaking boat right now, but that's the next thing on the list. And if you're wondering why the car's so high, I got the jack under it right now so I can get to the bolts that are back here that we're holding on. And that'll be the next thing. I need to get in there and clean those up, get the springs out and put GT springs on it. They actually have some new springs that are really cool that are kind of an active spring, but if I feel like I'm motivated, I might convert this to a strut, basically a whole suspension conversion. So we'll see on that one. But yeah, I'll let this stuff dry and then I'll get the stuff mounted, and then I'll probably call it a night. Look at those. Aren't my nuts pretty? I painted my nuts. Alright, so I'm going to get this started and mount. It's been about an hour and a half, 2 hours. I'll let them dry after a couple of coats. So this is the big body brace that goes in and holds the shock towers. These never really ever go in the way you'd like them to, and sometimes the frame even needs to be adjusted and bent a little bit. And I'll show you how I've done it before to help tighten it up. But best thing to do to get the sides at least pulled in is to find the biggest screwdriver you own and try to find a good spot to like pry this thing over as best you can. I don't want to come along, or I would like pull from side to side and do it, but I'll give my best shot and just see what I can get this thing on there or not. Okay, it took me about 20 minutes just to get that side on. And it's just really a matter of adjusting your bolts where they need to be and getting all those lined up as best you can on both sides. And the back one, as you can see, they're not even close. They're not even going to be close, so that's going to be another task that I'll show you how to accomplish this. Basically what I did is I used a screwdriver and a crowbar. Well, this is actually a kind of a multi-tool that I have. Basically just prying it up on either side and kind of using the leverage to pull it forward and drop it down, and if it has a good edge on it like this one does, you can kind of twist it on either side until you get it in there. But the real important part is going to be getting this sucker on, and I might actually have to take the hood off for that one. We'll see. So the last thing before I forget, you need these shock towers to go back on. So these are new ones. I'll go ahead and I'm really doing some shitty vlogging here tonight. Anyway, these just come wrapped up, probably made in China. They really only go on one way. You want to bring your shock tower back out. Hopefully you can get it out. There's strut. It just barely fits. And then slide it over the top. Try not to scratch chrome. I don't even know if you can see what I'm doing here, but actually I don't think that's right. Let's try this. Yeah, you know what? I keep forgetting that I have this wonderful tool called a boom. Where is it? Oh, it's over there. I don't know where my connector is. So we'll just do it this way. I'm freaking lazy. I think the car. What did I have? Oh, yeah. There we go. That's much better. Some things you forget. You just never know. Slide that over the top. Bam. Here we go. Some bolts on that sucker. We're good to go. Greg, buy me a rubber mallet for Christmas. Alright, so we need some nuts and bolts here. Made them all look nice and pretty. Put those on there. Get my wrench. And I'll show you guys a trick. Or not screwing up your paint trying to put these back on. There's a kind of mangled the bolt on this side here. It's tough going getting that sucker in. And then we need our strut pieces. And actually I don't have any rubber bumpers. Damn it. So I'm gonna have to have Greg pick me up some of those. Either that or just get some new shocks. Because these things are I think the backs, they have air shocks in the back actually. Kind of you can pump up. I hope these are the same size. Okay, they are. Sometimes you can get different types of threads on these things. So be careful what you buy. Alright, so I'm going to complete this and we'll get back to you. So here's my trick to tighten these bolts without taking the paint off. Number one, you put a little blue painter's tape on the inside, thinnest you can get. And it's kind of a bitch to get it over there, but what the whole secret is, don't use a ratchet, just screw it on. That way you're only really hitting one side of the bolt. So I'm going to get all these tightened down now. Well, I'm just sitting in the motor of my car. Anyway, I got it on. I showed you guys how to, to pry that basically onto the studs of the shock tower. This is a little bit different story. Your best bet with these is to put the car up on jack stands, about middle of the car. I'll show you that here in a second. Use the biggest screwdriver you got, put it in sideways in one of the holes and pry it back and have someone help you, like my wife. Drop the nut in the hole, and generally what you end up having to do is that when they're on either side on the inside, they're a little bit, the pattern of the bolt holes are a little different. So you put those in first, tighten those down, and then the outsides you can get in. It's not always the case, but you got to do what you got to do. And I'll show you exactly what I did. Okay, I know it's crazy, but trust me, it works. You put the jack stands right about there in the middle of the car, and it helps the front end sag just a tiny bit, but it helps you get it on there. And once you get these things on, your car runs like it's on damn rails, because it really stiffens up the car, and even more so when I get the Monte Carlo bar on, which is next. I'm going to lower the car for that. Well, there you go, guys. Looks pretty good. I just need to order a bolt, but for now, since I'm driving the car, I just put on one hand. That's the only one I'm missing though. But yeah, looks good, right? I know I probably should have pulled these out and cleaned these up, but I'm going to look for some caps, I think. But you basically got the big, God, I wish I remember what they call that thing. There's a name for it. It's just a brace, really. It really stiffens the car, and then the Monte Carlo bar. So yeah, I got room for the big air filter if I want to put it on. I don't want the curve. They actually make a straight too, but I don't like it because even though I don't have the big filter, I can get to my distributor easier. So yeah, in a few hours, you can too give your car stiffy. I mean, make it stiff. I mean, okay, I'm trying to be funny and that's probably not working. But yeah, it doesn't take much. It's about 70 bucks for both. Come in chrome. They come in a shell chrome too, but I didn't want those. But hey, it works. Car looks good. Now I gotta get the wife again and put the hood on. Call it a night. So I don't think I'll do any more tonight. What time is it? 9:15. Yeah, time to quit. So yeah. Thanks for watching, guys, and again, make sure you share this video and put the word out. Go, hey, this dude's restoring a Mustang from like crap to like fully restored, and bring more people, because basically what happens is all the ad revenue, as I said again, goes to the restoration of the car. So anything that you guys do by tweeting, sharing, posting on Facebook and all that stuff helps me immensely. So thanks for that. By the way, we are with Full Screen Network, so We don't make AdSense. We make a little more money, so what you do is a big deal. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Leave a comment. If you have any questions, just let me know, and we'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.